Poštovani gledalci, dobrodošli u novi Buka Podcast, njegovo, tako reći, specijalno izdanje. Naš današnji gost je šef delegacije u EU, gospodin Luigi Soreca. Iz praktičnih razloga naš razgovor će biti vođen na engleskom jeziku. Mr. Soreca, welcome to Buka Podcast. It's a pleasure to have you in our show.
It's very much my pleasure to be here. Looking forward to discussing with you.
Yeah, in your most recent column that we also published and on many previous occasions, you have warned that it will be a serious loss if Bosnia and Herzegovina were to miss the opportunity to its EU path. Having that in mind, according to your opinion and according to all the data that we have, where is Bosnia and Herzegovina today on its path to the European Union? Are we making progress, or we are standing still without any progress at all?
I will start by recalling the date of March 2024, when the European Council gave the green light to Bosnia-Herzegovina to start a negotiation, provided that certain steps were taken. We are almost 2 years after that date, and unfortunately, not all those steps have been taken. So there has been some progress. The adoption of the reform agenda last year, the signature of the agreement with Frontex, few pieces of law introduced, but not all the steps that were taken. So that's disappointing, of course, because 2 years would have been enough time to do those steps. The steps are not difficult. We are talking about two laws in the area of judiciary and the appointment of chief negotiator, because if you negotiate, you need to have a team and with a chief. So these things have not happened. We expected this to happen by December. The European Union was ready. And its member states, but the political situation didn't allow this to happen. So the picture is very mixed. Yes, some progress, but not enough. And why we are disappointed? Because the rest of the region and the other candidate countries are running. We are seriously talking now about admitting Montenegro in 2028. In these days, the accession treaty, so the treaty that allow Montenegro, is going to be started. Albania, where I was posted before coming to Bosnia-Herzegovina, is running as well, very well. So Moldova, other countries are doing well. BiH has a great potential. The more I work and the more I meet BiH people, I realized how this country is great. So I'm disappointed that not enough progress is made. I hope that the train is not missed. You know, politics, I would say even geopolitics, is made of waves. And now we are in a good wave for enlargement. And we don't know where we will be in 1 year time or in 2 years time or even 6 months. Look how fast the change in the world has happened in the last 12 months. So I really hope that the train, which is still waiting for BiH, will not be missed.
Do we have at least a deadline, some date about at least for adoption those two laws?
We don't see actually real action, neither in the Council of Ministers nor in the Parliamentary Assembly. I'm afraid we are entering into the pre-electoral mode, which to me should not be an excuse, because this year is very important. There are still many months ahead of us, and I really hope that the political leaders will understand the importance to move forward. It's in the interest of their citizens who, you know, still 72% of citizens of Bosnia-Herzegovina want to join the European Union as soon as possible.
having in mind the complexity of the political situation and everything what was going on during the last year and everything, sometimes I feel that EU diplomats are afraid to come to Banja Luka, as the result of the rhetorics, of the situations. Are you afraid of coming to Banja Luka?
I'm very happy to be here. I'm very happy. I'm very happy to be back as I started my day walking in the center of the streets of Banja Luka with some members of the newly appointed EU Youth Advisory Board, talking about their problem. Last night I spent a great time with a representative of the business economy, listening to their problem, giving them some of answers. Today I will be meeting institutional figures. I'm very happy to be here. There is no progress of Bosnia and Herzegovina without Republika Srpska. Therefore, being in Banja Luka is not only a pleasure, it's a duty to work with the Republika Srpska and make sure the Republika Srpska, if this is the will of the leaders, to move forward on the EU integration. We are open. The door is open. We have an offer, an important offer, also in terms of financial assistance, the reform agenda of the growth plan, and we are here to talk openly about what we can do together to move forward.
You said that we are in a good way in the enlargement process. On the other hand, as you said, majority of the citizens are supporting the EU integration of Bosnia and Herzegovina. But I feel that they are frustrated with the process, with the length of it. Does the EU understand this disappointment of BiH citizens?
Absolutely, yes.
Apart from the political issue.
Absolutely, yes. That's why I told you, I meet not only the political leaders, I meet the people, I meet the students, I meet the young people, I meet the business community, because there I feel this disappointment. And it hurts me, because I think BiH has a great potential. I said to one of my younger friends this morning that to me this country is like a powerful car, but the brake is up.
Yeah.
And we need to put it down in order for the car to run. So yes, I am frustrated as they are, because my job, without any second interest, is to make sure that the country respond to the will of the wide majority of them. So we understand the frustration, we listen to them, and we want to show to them the benefits of what the European Union path is about. Then it's up to, of course, the political class to respond to the call coming from their people.
Yeah, but apart from the citizens, they are frustrated, but we have the powerful politicians leading and ruling in this country. So to what extent is those political blockades that we are witnessing these days, these months, main obstacle to Bosnia and Herzegovina path to the European Union?
I think the best reply is that Bosnia and Herzegovina has a complex decision-making system. But we have seen in the past that despite the complexity, when there was political will, decisions were taken, like for the reform agenda, for example, last year. So I'm afraid it's not necessarily the decision-making process which is complex, the issue. It's the absence of a political will to move forward as fast as the country could be. And there, my call is always, every time I meet political leaders, to listen to their people. At the end, not to listen to me or to the European Union, to listen to the call coming from their people that they want to have a progress. And the reform that the European Union propose, they are not in our interest, they are in interest of the people. Because we believe very strongly that the reform in the area of judiciary, education, transport, energy are for the good of the people. And I think that's at the end of the day the story. There is a demand, and there should be a reaction.
But we have to somehow to analyze the projects that EU mobilized in the Bosnia and Herzegovina. Concretely, since 2020, over 2 billion of euros has been mobilized to Bosnia and Herzegovina. Where are those projects now? Are they enough visible to the citizens to see the results of?
I agree with you. Now I am in the country by a little bit less than 1 year and a half, and I am making effort to enhance the visibility of our project, the EU and the member states. So what I'm doing very often is to travel with my fellow EU member states ambassadors where we have projects to bring the visibility that is not sufficient. I agree with you. Coming here by car from Sarajevo, we were just passing by the new section of the highway, 11 kilometers, with the longest tunnel in Bosnia-Herzegovina, 3.7 kilometers. This has been done with the money of the European Union. But there is no flag there. So people don't know that when they take an highway or when they go in a court, when they go in a school, in many situations, that place has been refurbished, has been built by the European Union. So we are a little bit everywhere, I would say, more than people think. And we need to go where the projects are to bring the visibility that our position bring. I was a couple of months ago in Šipovo, a little village in Republika Srpska, to visit one of the beneficiaries of our very small project. We do big highways, but we do also small projects. Biljana Topic has created a brand of organic juice, Topic Sokic, and she's an ornithologist. She got our money as a startup, and now she is selling this fantastic juice everywhere, in not only Republika Srpska, but somewhere else. We went to see her, and we realized how many of these projects we have. So there is a lot of European Union already in BiH and in Republika Srpska. We need to make it more visible. I agree with you.
Yeah. We are also ready to publish all those nice and positive stories because they are the essence of those projects. Not only, as you said, highways.
So invite Biljana Topic to come here to explain her path through to a little room where she put together her business, and now slowly but surely, with the help of the union, has become an entrepreneur.
We had a similar story from Bijeljina when one organic farm was built by EU money. So these stories are very popular among the readers and viewers. But on the other hand, you bring your money, but the corruption is very high in Bosnia and Herzegovina. How do you ensure that those money is not going around and?
Our processes for spending the money, they are very complex. And they are complex exactly because we want the steps to be taken in order to control the spending of the money. So sometimes our system are considered too complex and too difficult. But it's also the way to make sure that corruption does not take place. And when it does, we expose it immediately with our own investigation, like it has happened very recently with the EPPO, the European Public Prosecutor, coming to the country, and there are other examples. But these are few, and we are very careful. And personally, I'm very careful. I've been working in judiciary before becoming a diplomat, and I was working in anti-corruption. For me, this is a very important point. And I was talking last night with the business community. They understand the importance to have a clean procedure. That's the best way for everybody to move forward. So we have a strong balances in place to avoid corruption cases, and when they happen, we sanction immediately.
You mentioned before the EU growth plan for the Bosnia and Herzegovina. It's up to almost billion euros, 976.5 million of euros. Are we already failing in fulfilling all these necessary steps to grow, to have this means from the growth plan? Are we failing behind our neighbors?
We are at the crossroad on this. We were very happy in September when finally the Council of Ministers adopted the reform agenda. And as you know, as you mentioned, the benefits that come from the project of reform agenda are huge. You just need to go on our website and see the list of projects. It's really amazing what can be done. However, at the moment, the public authorities in BiH are lagging behind. I have to be frank. There's been no action since November when this was started implementation. We need 2 agreements to be signed. We need a coordinator to be appointed. And I have to be frank, the time is running out. That's why I'm saying we are a crossroad. Because the money is available only until December 2027. And if this money is not used, there are others in the region that are doing it. So we want this money to be spent here for the benefit of BiH citizens. But given the fact, if this does not happen, we will have to understand what to do. So I am talking to all political leaders in Sarajevo, in Banja Luka, in Mostar, to call on them to make sure that the benefits that can come to the BiH people are not lost. Otherwise, there will be a cost for inaction, and this means the funds will be cut and directed to other countries in the region.
I have to ask you about the concrete problem that our transportation sector is facing with. How can we solve the problem of transport that is affecting truck drivers? It's the system for EU and blockades that are already announced. If something happens, what should happen? Whose fault is that? Can you comment on that?
First of all, I think there is something to say. First of all, we understand fully and we sympathize with the position of the truck drivers. However, there's been not any change in legislation. This rule was existing already before. The only difference is that now, instead of having a stamping of passport, we have an electronic systems that qualify the entry into the Schengen area by them. The rule is based on a security elements. So the Minister of Interior of the member states have considered that this was necessary to avoid exploitation of potential trafficking into the EU. Of course, the truck drivers, they have a legitimate work and they have to perform this work. So we are helping the national authorities of BiH, but also here in Republika Srpska, to understand what are the possibility to exploit the possibility under the legislation. Longer-term visas, residence permit, cross-border legislation. There are options. We have passed this information to the authorities of BiH, Ministry of Transport, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ministry of Security. I am meeting myself the Association of Employers. Mm-hmm. I met last week the Republika Srpska Association of Employers. We had a very good meeting. I explained to them what needs to be done. I think the process is going on. It might take a little bit more than the Truck Drivers Association expect, but I want them to know that we consider this as an important matter. And therefore the European Union and the member states who are responsible for the access in their territory are engaged with a country in the region and with BiH to address their concern.
Is the EU aware of the problem for longer waiting at the state borders between Bosnia and Croatia? ES system is starting to be fully implemented the 10th of April. So,
of course, we are aware. That's why in the reform agenda we have included a specific budget line of 55 million euro, exactly to help. To create the green lanes at the borders between BiH and the European Union, the Schengen area, to allow for a much faster. If this money is going to be used, 70% less of time will be spent at the border. You see, it's a very important thing. But unfortunately, the reform agenda is still stuck. So you see, it's a vicious circle. We need to untangle this problem.
Or to break the chain.
Break the chain, if you want.
And my last question: EU recently launched a long-awaited call for funding NGOs and media in Bosnia and Herzegovina. Is this support sufficient for the future of independent?
I'm very happy that you raised this point, because this has been one of the issues that I've been dealing since my arrival. Commissioner Koss, when she visited last year, also wanted to put a specific emphasis on the support to civil society and media. Also because others are taking away their investment in this area. We are very proud that we just published this call for almost 6 million euros to support the work of civil society and media. Is enough. It's a very good start. At least there is now a specific project for this. We will continue to be on the side of the media, of the civil society. A democratic society, a European society, needs a free speech, needs a civil society that can develop their ideas, and the European Union stands next to them.
Thank you very much. I hope that our politicians will finally break the chain, because if they don't, someone else will and take the money that is meant to be for us.
I'm very happy that we had these opportunities once again to talk about what is the benefit that the European Union can bring, but the benefits must be exploited. And now we are, as I said, at a crossroad. The cost of inaction is too much for the BiH citizen to bear.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Poštovani gledalci, je bilo ovo specijalno izdanje Buka Podcasta. Naš gost bio je šef delegacije EU u Bosni i Hercegovini, ambasador Luigi Soreca. Vama hvala na pažnji. Vidimo se drugom prilikom. Doviđenja.